Welcome, guys. I'm Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound, and if you like coins, then you are here to learn about a coin that you could find in your change that could be worth a lot of money. And yes, that's no typo. You are reading it correctly. The one denomination, the one coin that nobody ever seems to want to search through, has some of the most ridiculously priciest errors and varieties. And you're going to want to stay tuned to what I have to share with you today. If indeed you have some of these dollars, or if you know that your bank carries these, and usually your bank will have bags of these, and they'll generally be in really good condition. I'm happy to say you have a treasure trove of opportunity. There are coins that exist within the 2000 date, okay, the very first year of the what we call the golden dollar, Sacagawea Native American inspired design coin that you definitely want to keep an eye out on. Okay, we're going to talk about right from the beginning what the coin's about, how many coins were produced of each mint for those business strike coins. And again, business strike coins are deemed to be coins that were produced strictly for circulation. So no special strikes, no gift sets. Although there is one coin in here that's kind of in that gift set type of realm that we're also going to talk about. So you have, in terms of the business strike coins, you have the Philadelphia and the Denver Mint that produced these coins in pretty stout numbers. At the time that the Susan B. Anthony design had left, okay, and the big reason why that coin was a utter and complete failure was the fact that the coin was nearly the shape of a standard U.S. quarter. In addition, the design work left a lot to be desired. Okay, the coin left no popular fanfare whatsoever. It has a couple of its supporters, but it has about 100 times more detractors of the series. And so the U.S. Mint had decided, okay, here's what we're going to do. The biggest issue is these coins look too much like the quarter dollar. So we're going to change the planchet. We're going to change the composition altogether. And they're going to do this manganese kind of mix alloy, which gives this coin a nice golden color when it's freshly struck. A brand new coin of sorts. This is a really cool coin when I remember it first coming out during the new millennium, and it's going to make its mark for about the first couple years, and then people kind of fell out of favor of the series. And but that year 2000 is always going to be memorable. So let's go ahead and dive right in, and let's talk specifically about the couple branch mints. Okay, the first point of mention in this whole thing is the Philadelphia Mint. Produce these in large, pretty hefty numbers. For the Philadelphia Mint, they produced 767,140,000 total pieces. By no stretch of the imagination is it a small number, okay? Which is good news for us as collectors and searchers and treasure seekers. There is a lot of this material left out there, even in rolls and bags and you name it. If you're a fan of getting these things graded, of course there are coins that are going to be worth a lot of money in those higher grades. So we're going to talk about that here today. With the Philadelphia Mint, okay, we're going to use PCGS, okay, as the kind of like the gold bearer of grading and authentication. PCGS has 4 of these 2,000 piece Sacagawea dollars graded at the top level, and that is Mint State 69. There are none finer. There's only 4 pieces in existence, and get this, there have been none, 0, that have sold on the secondary market. So we're going to use the PCGS price guide value to help determine what the kind of like value is of this coin in this grade level. So let's say you sent one of these out. It's nearly perfect, okay? 70 is the perfect grade for any coin that it could achieve. This coin has a PCGS price guide value in a Mint State 69 of $4,500. Okay, so if grading is your thing, achieving the top pop grades of these coins are one such way where you can make quite a bit of money off of an otherwise, very overlooked denomination. All right, so that's the Philadelphia minted coin. Let's talk about the Denvers. The Denvers seem to be in a little bit better, I guess, quality than the Philadelphia. Now, keep in mind, both coins do exist with either the kind of satiny surface or the proof-like finish. Okay, you find them in both. Okay, you're not going to find one to be worth more than the other because one has much more glistening kind of mirror-like surfaces over the one other coin, like you see here, that exhibits some of that satiny kind of matte finish on there. So the Denver Mint made quite a few of these as well. They made 518,916,000 pieces total. So again, no shortage out there, but the Denver minted coins, again, a lot better quality. Now, how did PCGS grade this coin, and how many are in existence at that top level? Well, PCGS has only assigned 2 at its top grade of Mint State 69, okay, which is surprising considering that these coins are in much better shape than the Philadelphia coins. Now, if you're able to find a Mint State 69 and you have it graded and it came out at that grade, PCGS has assigned a price guide value of $10,000 for this coin. Now, keep in mind, this is a guide value, okay? By no means does it guarantee that you will make $10,000, but there is, kind of like this guideline in which, a great starting out point, so to speak, of where these coins fall value-wise. Now, I did throw out that one little caveat that there was a kind of like this special U.S. Mint provided set, and it is called the Millennium set, okay, that you see here on screen, in which they included a brand new 2000D Sacagawea dollar in addition to a 2000 American Silver Eagle coin or bullion coin. It is reported that they only produced 75,000 total sets of this Millennium set. Now, it's worth mentioning that the Sacagawea dollar that resides in these particular sets has kind of a little bit different finish than the other, Philadelphia and Denver minted coins that were made for circulation. The Millennium Sac dollar exhibits what they call a burnished surface. So it's kind of like a pebbly, smooth, almost satiny type of finish. It looks more well struck than its circulation P&D cousins in the mix. But if you were to send these out to get graded, you want to make sure that the coins stay in its original U.S. Mint holder. That's the only way that they'll assign it that Millennium kind of attribution on that holder. Now, keep in mind, you could still find these, although they're a little bit tough to find these days. You could find these sets for around $50 to $60. Okay, it's not cheap, but with all the appeal of what you could get out of this set, okay, that's where a lot of the value is. So PCGS has assigned only one singular coin at the highest, most perfect grade level, and that is Mint State 70. Now, if you're able to find another one, PCGS has a price guide value of $12,500. Okay, you're probably asking yourself, why such the huge price difference between this one and the other 2 coins? Like I said, they only made 75,000 sets. This one has a different kind of surface on it, what they call, quote unquote, a burnished finish on there. And, with that smaller quantity of pieces that exist out there, even though they are of higher quantity, the opportunity to get a 70 is much more difficult because there's less pieces out there. So with the Sacagawea dollar for 2000, there are 2 well-known varieties that you're gonna want to keep an eye out on. All right, the first one is kind of an outlier because the Cheerios 2000p Sac dollar was made available exclusively in boxes of Cheerios cereal. Okay, so General Mills had, I guess, had this agreement with the U.S. Mint to kind of do this collaboration, and As crazy as it may sound, it almost seems like the US Mint engravers did something a little bit extraordinary to this coin to help differentiate this from all the other 2000 Philadelphia minted coins that you would see in circulation. So what they did was they touched up the reverse die on this to give it much more engraved, more detailed tail feathers on that eagle. I've provided a close-up of what this looks like, and this is the main diagnostic. You'll notice that on regular 2000 Philadelphia business strike coins, you won't have these vertical lines, or not vertical, but these diagonal lines that you see on the rear tail feathers in this kind of detail. Now, if you're able to find one, these grade out pretty high. All right, so generally they'll fall between mid-state 66 and all the way up to the top grade, which is, I believe, 68 plus. But you're going to be looking somewhere in that $5,000 to $10,000 region. See, I told you, some of the most expensive coins exist within just this one date of Sacagawea dollar. I'm telling you, vastly overlooked, underappreciated, yet this series has its own set of kind of supporters that have kind of boosted the values of these coins over the years. So that is the Cheerios dollar. That's a great coin to look for. Obviously you'll want to find some of the original Cheerios dollars in the black card presentation, although a few of these have been discovered in going through rolls and bags of these dollar coins. So the next variety I want to touch up on here is one that you would most certainly find with enough looking, and that is the 2000p Wounded Eagle variety of Sacagawea dollar. This is also the FS901 Cherry Picker's Guide variety. This one right here is one of the neatest and most sought after varieties of this particular series. It's really easy to notice with the naked eye. You flip the coin over, look at the reverse, you take a look at the eagle, and then here's a close-up of a couple of die gouges that you're going to want to keep an eye out on this coin. It always helps to have a magnifier just to kind of, know for sure that you do have this one. But this is what you're going to look for. And this coin is an easy sell. Even in circulated grades. This coin sells traditionally in that $75 to $100 range if it's a beater, like one that came out of a soda machine. But these coins are also worth a lot of money in the highest grades. One out of a mid-state BU roll, okay, graded at the highest level, sells for around $5,000. Okay, tremendous coin, really nice coin. Keep an eye out for this one as well. So I would be remiss to talk about a series of coins without at least touching on some pretty notable errors that can be found within the 2000 Sacagawea dollar. All right, the first one that I want to bring up, and we're going to go from kind of like the least pricey, least valuable, all the way up to like the big bombs of the series. But the first one I wanted to bring up is this 2000D Sac dollar, which exhibits a clipped planchet error. Okay, this one right here, although ever so subtle, is actually pretty valuable. Okay, now this one right here is graded PCGS Mid-State 64. I could tell you without a shadow of a doubt that this is a coin that you probably don't need to grade. Why spend the $20, $30 to send this thing off when you could just sell it as is? Because this example sold on Great Collections February 18th of 2018 for $31. So if you sold it raw like on eBay, you probably make that kind of money anyways. So I would definitely keep an eye out for little kind of under the radar type of errors like this one. You're going to be happy you did. All right, so the next one that we're going to talk about here is going to be a 2000p. Now this one's pretty cool. Just by looking at the side-by-side here, this one has rotated dies. Okay, so the reverse die is rotated 45 degrees, and ladies and gentlemen, I stress the importance of flipping your coins over to ensure that you have something like this, because believe it or not, this is a true blue error that's worth quite a bit of money on the secondary market. Now, the example that you see here is a PCGS Mint State 66 example, and this one sold on Great Collections for $163.12. It would be easier just to have this authenticated, just so you would get that rotated dies attribution on the slab label. Okay, that's what's going to give this coin a lot of validity when you go to sell it, whenever that time is right. So this is a really cool error. Keep an eye out for something like this as well. So the next coin here, we have a couple left, is going to be a 2000p SAC dollar. This one, however, this one's pretty unique. This one was struck on an already struck Maryland state quarter. All right, you could see a few of the underlying details of the Maryland quarter design on this SAC dollar. And of course, you have a copper nickel planchet. It's not that manganese. So this one is going to have a silvery appearance to it, in addition to the fact that the coin is smaller than a traditional Sacagawea dollar planchet would be. Now, this is an NGC Mint State 65 coin right here, and it's sold on Great Collections January 28th of 2018 in the amount of $3,487.50. Truly marvelous and magnificent coin. Keep an eye out. You know, this might seem like a long shot to find, but they do exist out there. Stuff like this has been found in other denominations. And finally, we're going to end it off on the biggest error of the bunch, and we have a 2000p SAC dollar that is struck on one of those old Susan B. Anthony $1 planchets. Okay, it's not an already struck Susan B. Anthony, but this one, it was inadvertently struck on one of those older copper nickel planchets. Of course, this one is not, you know, manganese, kind of that golden color, so it's, you know, what you would consider to look like a Susan B. Anthony coin. This one is an NGC Mint State 68 example, and it's sold on Stax Bauer's website August 10th of 2012 for $16,100 cool dollars. Wow! Hard to believe that all of this value, all of these pricey errors and varieties are jam-packed in one date of Sacagawea dollar. And guess what? Okay, just ask yourself this one question. When was the last time you came across this coin? And for you roll searchers out there, let's be honest, how often do you go out and actively look for not only bags but rolls of these dollar coins? Okay, whether it's just the SAC dollars or a combination of like presidential dollars and things of that nature. We do have a new program coming out effectively this year called the American Innovations Coins. So the reason why I brought up the 2000 Sacagawea dollar is, of course, you know what, these things, as many of them that are produced out there, it's going to become more and more overshadowed as time goes on. We're going to see all of these brand new state focused American innovation coins that are going to come out, and they're going to kind of like overlap the presidential and then the Native American dollars. So it's not that it's going to disappear completely, but that window of opportunity is closing by the day, I guess, is a good way of putting it. So I would definitely start looking for these. They are out there. As a matter of fact, on one of the forum sites, or actually the Facebook page for coins and varieties, someone had discovered about 24 Wounded Eagles in varying grades from circulated to those high mint states. And that gentleman is taking full advantage of this particular variety because it's been vastly overlooked. Nobody cares about it. I care about it, and so should you. A lot of money left on the table. It's high time that you guys take your lion's share. I want to thank you guys again for joining in on this video. If you enjoy the content, go ahead and hit me up with a great big like on there. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell for instant notifications if you enjoyed this video and you want more of it when it's made available upon the upload. Go ahead and tap that little bell icon. Thank you guys. I'm your host Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Keep on collecting, and you coinaholics have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.